Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking Jimmy Kimmel, you guys, because he came back last night and I watched it. I watched it because guess what, y'all? I live where, I don't have to worry about no Nexstar or Sinclair ABC affiliates. No, absolutely not. Your girl had access and could see it on the television. I didn't have to go to somebody's live stream or on the internet. However, you guys, it was immediately uploaded to the YouTubes. And at the time of me recording this video on the YouTubes, it has the whole monologue and the whole bit, y'all, has 7 million views, you guys. 7 million views, 52,000 comments roll. So nonetheless, you guys, I think Jimmy Kimmel will be fine when it's all said and done. Even though about 20% or however many affiliates, were not able to see the show, I think Jimmy Kimmel will be fine because, like I said in a video yesterday, everybody got access to the YouTubes. Everybody can see what is on the YouTubes. So let's get into the New York Times, their reaction to Jimmy Kimmel, and then I'll give some thoughts as well. So the New York Times says, Jimmy Kimmel, somber but defiant, defends free speech and return to ABC. The late night star said he had not intended to make light of Charlie Kirk's unaliving, but he also said that 45 and 47's threat against ABC was anti-American. Jimmy Kimmel broke his silence on Tuesday night's an emotional return to ABC Airways by turns defiant, joking, and somber as he addressed the controversy that temporarily sidelined his late-night show and set off a national debate over free speech. His voice breaking at times, Mr. Kimmel said he understood why his comments last week about the suspected shooter of right-wing activists Charlie Kirk seemed ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. He added, it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. And he was really emotional a few times throughout this segment, but throughout his monologue. But Mr. Kimmel also had harsh words for President 45 and 47 and the government regulator who suggested that 45 and 47 administration would punish ABC because of his remarks, saying that a government threat to silence a comedian the president doesn't like is anti-American. This show is not important, Mr. Kimmel said in his opening monologue. What's important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this. Executives at Disney ABC parent company pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air last week, shortly after the chairman of the FCC Commission, Brendan Carr, suggested that his agency should take action against the network. On Tuesday, Mr. Kimmel said that he disagreed with Disney's decision to pull his show, but he also credited the company, where he's worked for 22 years, for defending his right to poke fun at the powerful. Unfortunately, and I think unjustly, this puts them at risk, Mr. Kimmel said. The president of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because they cannot take a joke. During his monologue, which was frequently interrupted by a cheering crowd, and they kept giving him a standing ovation, y'all, Mr. Kimmel thanked several Republican officials, including Senators Ted Cruz, Mitch McConnell, and Rand Paul, who had expressed misgivings about the FCC pressuring ABC. I want to thank the people who don't support my show and what I believe, but support my right to share those beliefs anyways, he said. Tearing up, he also praised Erica Kurt, Mr. Kirk's widow, who was at a public memorial on Sunday, with all the fireworks and the pyrotechnics, said that she forgave the person accused of unaliving her husband. It touched me deeply, Mr. Kimmel said, and his voice was very hoarse. If there's anything we should take from this tragedy to carry forward, I hope it can be that and not this. Later, in a surprise cameo, the actor Robert De Niro appeared as a mob boss who had taken over the FCC. Mr. De Niro starred in Goodfellas, the mafia film that Mr. Cruz invoked in last week's criticizing Mr. Carr's remarks. Mr. Kimmel's return to the airwaves on Tuesday was one of the most anticipated episodes of late-night television in years. Even 45 and 47 weighed in before it began. And he was pissed off, y'all. He was on the Twitters and said, I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. He complained in a social media post roughly an hour before Mr. Kimmel's show was set to air. 45 and 47 suggested that he might sue ABC over its reinstatement of Mr. Kimmel. I think we're going to test ABC out on this, he wrote, and cited a $16 million payout that the network made last year to settle a previous defamation lawsuit that he filed against ABC News. Not everyone in the country was able to watch the return of Jimmy Kimmel Live. Two large station groups, Nexstar and Sinclair, preempted the episode from the ABC affiliates they own and said that they would continue to do so going forward. Those two station groups represent a little more than 20% of ABC's national reach combined. At one of those stations in Nashville, a local anchor announced a 1-hour news special during Jimmy Kimmel's usual time slot. Over the next 60 minutes, we will explore all the people and places that make this community unique, the anchor said. Disney owns and operates the local affiliates in some of the country's largest markets, including New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago metropolitan areas, all of which did air the episode. Now, other local television owners, including Hearst and Gray Media, also aired Jimmy Kimmel Live as normal, you guys. Then, Mr. Kimmel's abrupt and unlikely role as a champion for First Amendment was apparent outside the host's Hollywood Boulevard studio on Tuesday, and the hours before his taping began. About a dozen supporters gathered with support play cards, including a man in a head-to-toe patriotic garb brandishing a large sign that read, Liberty. Today, free speech won. Greg Donovan, 65, of Santa Monica, California, who held a sign reading, Welcome back, Jimmy. I'm happy for Jimmy and wanted to welcome back. Hollywood had missed him. The longtime ABC star was sidelined on September 17th, just hours after Mr. Carr criticized Mr. Kimmel. We can do this the easy way or the hard way, Mr. Carr said, suggesting the FCC could take action against ABC and Disney. Mr. Kimmel had originally planned to address the imbroglio in his opening monologue on September 17th, but Disney's leadership decided to pull his show indefinitely instead. Robert Iger, Disney's chief executive, and Dana Walden, the company's head of division, were concerned that if his planned remarks aired that night, he would risk inflaming the situation even further. So more about this is more about the suspension and everything else as far as the rest of the article goes. But a couple of other thoughts that I enjoyed about the monologue. So Jimmy Kimmel had, said that he had a letter from Disney that he wanted to read to the audience, and it was instructions on how to reactivate your Hulu Plus and Disney Plus subscription. Listen, look here, y'all. You got 7 million views and counting on YouTube. I don't think the people need to reactivate anything, especially when the prices are going up for Hulu and Disney Plus. No. He also played several clips of, 45 and 47 bashing him and keep talking about how he was fired and how he was let go. And Jimmy Kimmel said, well, he's confused because he's right here. He also had Guillermo give a statement of how amazing Jimmy Kimmel was. Jimmy Kimmel talked about how many of the celebrities had reached out to him, how a radio station he worked for in 1989 that had fired him had reached out to him and sent him good wishes. He said he had so much outpouring of love and support. He said he's also, unfortunately, received a lot of hate and unalive threats to him and his wife and his kids. He also spoke about the fact that he gave camaraderie to the fellow late night hosts and everything else, and even shouted out like Arsenio, Conan O'Brien, Seth Meyers. He said personally his friend Stephen Colbert, and talked about how 45 and 47 plans on going after everybody when it's all said and done. trying to think if there was anything else really. I really enjoyed the segment with Robert De Niro. That was hilarious, pretending to be the FCC. Like that was just, it was hilarious, you guys. I'm trying to think if there was really anything else. Like I said, it's like a half an hour, but honestly, you know, the fight's not over as far as I'm concerned. The fight for me is not over because I feel like as though I still feel like something else is going to come down the pipe when it's all said and done. And I still feel like there needs to be an exit plan and an exit strategy. I'm still more on the side of Jimmy Kimmel more so came back in regards to the fact that it was more about his employees that work for the show than it was specifically about him. But you can tell, like, even just how emotional he was, you can tell this whole thing has, like, really, like, rattled him. Like he was really, really emotional. And there was a lot of times that his voice was breaking up and he started crying and all of this and all of that. So, because the whole thing is ridiculous. And he called 45 and 47 a bully. He called him a bully, that you're trying to bully me out of, you know, free speech. You're trying to bully America out of free speech. That was the other thing he mentioned as well. He mentioned that Germany had offered him a job, y'all. He said he had heard from so many other people from other countries around the world who reached out to him. And he said Germany offered him a job. Like, that's how crazy it has gotten. But I'm like, at this point, like, Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel can go to Netflix if they want to. They can go anywhere they want to with all of this foolishness, because this whole thing is crazy. This whole thing is absolutely crazy, but it's bigger, like I said, than Kimmel. It's about protecting your First Amendment rights, you guys. And this type of level of tomfoolery, it backfired. It absolutely backfired. So we will see how this is going to go. But nonetheless, even if the ratings are low for, you know, the rest of the country that was able to see the show, YouTube already is proving that it don't matter what the ratings say. But we'll still figure out what it is whenever they officially come out, and we'll talk about it. But nonetheless, that's it. That's all for this video. Es todos es final. It's finito for this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post a content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.